Today's content is made for entertaining purposes as we're gonna have an amazing Quaquaval in action for Spring Cup. This Pokemon absolutely surprised me with its moveset, has access to RLAs for the grass types, and of course for Ferrothorn or that Empoleon you can carry the move Close Combat. Close Combat can always come in handy even up against that Lantern, which is pretty great. And if you didn't know already, this Pokemon is not a flying type at all, even though it looks like a bird. Well, it isn't. So we're just gonna use this Pokemon as a water / fighting type option at our closing part. So now without any further ado, cue the intro. Let's begin today's content with Tropius up in front. Ninetales is a bad lead for us, but hopefully they're running Charm. This is something that I never thought I would say. Hopefully they're running Charm. Anyways, Leaf Blade now for a little bit of extra pressure on their end. They can go ahead and take the move, but right after we block theirs, we can absolutely farm down at this point because that Alola Ninetales is on Shadow mode. Feraligatr is coming in. Perhaps they think they can farm down, but they can absolutely not because the double Leaf Blade is coming back for those shields. So with those shields out of the game, I have a pretty good feeling that whatever they throw, even the crunch, if they have it of course, is gonna be resisted by my fighting Pokemon over here, so eventually we can one-shot them down with a close combat. Able to clear the debuff by switching out immediately out of there to our Shadow Quagsire, the Shaquille O'Neal of this team, and we managed to dunk some energy on that poor Poliwrath. So a move is coming up and I know that I need to keep no matter what my final shield for that endgame and of course my Quaquaval, because this next Mud Bomb will not be enough to finish them off. So down we go to the counters, but Quaquaval is gonna return to the battle, able to farm down with the wing attacks and grab for us a pretty solid victory. Roserade is a bad lead for our team, and especially because this Pokemon is just gonna dominate the matchup with our Tropius. And I say dominate, but of course it's a kind of a soft scenario to be fair, so not dominating for sure, but still it is gonna be kinda close and eventually they can win the lead if they want to. So Weather Ball is coming off, as you can see they can absolutely destroy down my Tropius eventually. So now my Quagsire is just gonna come into the battle because I have a feeling that a Grass Knot or a Leaf Storm will not be a manageable target for them, so they cannot get there right on time. Instead we can farm down, land that big Stone Edge on the Trevenant, and now those wing attacks will come in clutch. Tentacruel at the very end, so now my aerial aces are just gonna add up in damage over time and they can easily go ahead and finish me off here, but still because we're a water type, perhaps that Scald will not be enough. Close combat now for a little bit of extra damage and we managed to get it through. Our Quagsire is absolutely in a very good spot here and we managed to farm down not only that Trevenant but also the Tentacruel for the win. Into the next battle with a very bad lead once again up against the Mawile. You know what, just gonna switch out of there to our Quagsire, even though Quagsire is our best bet up against that Mawile, but still all we need to do is to go ahead and have an absolute great matchup with our Shaquille O'Neal. So here comes now the Mud Bomb for the bait on that Tropius, and I have a feeling that right here I can absolutely let my Quagsire go down, but instead I'm outplaying myself on the commentary. What am I doing here? So Stone Edge now for the nuke, but they end up blocking anyways. I guess now we're gonna go down to the Leaf Blade, but that was a weird and risky play. Do not do this, you do not have to, because still your Tropius can easily farm down in the process. Now Mawile returns into the battle, they are seedless, which means that we might actually be on a very good spot with Quaquaval on the end game, and since they have Trevenant, perhaps we can absolutely destroy them down. IRLS is coming up, can we reach to the farm down? Unfortunately not, that was a super close one for us. Shadow Ball to destroy us down, and right after it's all up to Tropius. Can we reach here to a double Leaf Blade before they get to the Iron Head most probably? Let's see together, because I have a feeling that this is the play rough or the Iron Head. Yeah, here it is. So down we go to a simple move. into the next battle now after that overwhelming loss, and we're just gonna have kind of an even scenario, I guess, up against the Jumbluff. Most probably we're gonna exchange super effective charge attacks, but at the same time they want to catch on the Dugong, which is pretty great for me, to be fair, because right here now we can get into the battle with Quaquaval and have the upper hand with the energy points, especially when we can charge up to that amazing close combat for the nuke. Down they go with the one-shot. Jumbluff returns, but to be fair, right now we got the RLAs to push even more that Pokemon to its limits. We cannot get to another RLAs, which is kind of a bummer, but still we got almost perfect IVs here and we did whatever we could. Acrobatics now to land on my Banana Island Pokemon, and we got the Leaf Blade to push for that shield. So this is not looking that great, but still we managed to farm down each other, which is pretty great for my weird Quagsire remaining at the very end. The Derpy Face Pokemon is just gonna be super angry here with its Shadow form, and of course the double Mud Bomb will finish the job up against the Empoleon and of course the King of Antarctica, sending it back to its igloo. So into the next battle now, Tropius up against the Horde, up against a Serperior this time, which is another grass type with access to RLAs. A lot of grass types are learning moves like RLAs, like Air Slash, like whatever acrobatics we saw before, and this is kinda weird, but still something that it's pretty healthy for the meta. So anyways, now Icy Wind on my Quaquaval here, but we do not care at all. Close combat is still gonna be able to one-shot down. I'm just gonna get my hands here to another close combat, because when you're looking at the damage output, even the super effective RLAs cannot withstand the damage output that the close combat can offer. So that's why I went for that big nuke, and of course it is also stab, so why not go for that one when you're having a fighter like Quaquaval. So Roomba trainers, down we go to that weird Serperior, but still we can finish it off with our Tropius. Now at the back, once again we're meeting up with Empoleon. Absolutely wonderful news for us, because Quagsire can destroy down and eliminate out of existence that Triton Pokemon. Into the next battle now with a Poliwrath up in front. A simple Icy Wind might actually do the trick here, but my opponent decides to go for the very early move with their Weezing over my Tropius. You know what, I'm just gonna let it go through, and they got a Sludge, which was not expected. Most of those Weezings are gonna run something like a Brutal Swing and of course Overheat, but still I get it. Sludge can help you a ton against those grass types. Anyways, here comes now my Quagsire, which can have a ton of energy over that Weezing, and of course we can get with a little bit effort to that double Mud Bomb to threat even that Ferrothorn to a very close fading scenario. So here comes now a move. I'm just gonna block, I guess, here, because a Flash Cannon could be imminent, and of course it is. So now my RLAs can finish off the work. They decide to let that on the shield scenario, and you know what, I'm trying to catch the Flash Cannon here on the Quaquaval, but for some reason I'm behind on energy and on turns. I don't know what happened, perhaps a mini lag, perhaps, who knows. Anyways, Leaf Blade now on that poor Poliwrath, and another one to almost finish it off. At this point I know that Quaquaval can easily go in, and even whatever remains at the back has a little bit of energy, we can absolutely destroy it down with our Pokemon, so they eventually back out. Into the final one now with another Poliwrath up against us. This time they stay in, so this means that the Icy Wind is imminent, and of course they can always finish us off in the one shot, so we need to be extra careful. By blocking here the correct move, I cannot still reach to the next Leaf Blade, which is kind of a big bummer, because now I let my Tropius go down even though I spent a shield in the process. Now Victory Bell goes in, and you know what is coming, the wrath of RLAs and the dancing of Roomba. We're getting sniped down here by this Mowile, but to be fair, this is still looking pretty good for me. All we need to do is to come into the battle with Quagsire and absolutely sweat for the victory. inventory. Let's overfarm a lot here, get now to the mud bomb, undercharge as well, but as it seems it was not needed at all, so that Stone Edge now can one-shot down the remaining HP that Victory Bell is having. That is gonna be an amazing ending to today's content, so thank you everyone for staying till the end. Before you go, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and over here I have 2 videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will catch you up later into the next one.